Hi, this is Rick Julian, author of The Way, and this is commentary on verse 12. Brightness blinds, loudness deafens, chatter spoils the mind. The first thought that comes to mind for brightness blinds was the effect of staring at the sun. We know rather quickly that that's not a good idea. Similarly, I think for those of us who've been to a loud concert, you know the effects of standing too close to the stage, or when the engineer has the sound too loud for healthy levels for the people in attendance, that it can have a similar effect. And chatter brings it even closer to home, within ourselves, within our mind. Too much chatter going on in our brains spoils the mind. It affects our ability to focus. It affects our ability to visualize and to accomplish the things that we need to, even if what we want to accomplish is a sense of serenity, of peacefulness. Nothing is a greater enemy to our personal sense of serenity than too much chatter in the mind. Each of these lines is a different version of the same idea. Ultimately, the Tao and Taoism is about moderation. It is about the middle path and avoiding the extremes of brightness, of loudness, of too much chatter in the mind is the middle path, and ultimately the best path for us to take to be our best selves. The closed hand cannot be filled. Again and again, we are reminded of the importance of remaining open. We are taught not to try to control things, to clench our fists around relationships, around opportunities, but rather to remain open and easy and allow things to unfold of their own accord. The closed hand cannot be filled. On its surface, we only need to close our fists and then ask someone to place something, to hand something to us. And you can see that this closed fist that is trying to hold on too much it becomes a problem. This lesson came alive for me with my children. And if you have children, this will be probably familiar to many of you as well. Children can become very attached to their toys, and early on, there's always a challenge to teach them the lessons of sharing and the value of sharing. And I would often hear, "No, I don't want to share it. That toy is special to me." And what happens is that by doing that, it encourages everyone else in the play group to do the same. Well, if you're not going to share with me, then I'm not going to share with you. And what ends up happening is, instead of 5 children having 5 toys because they've shared them all with one another, we end up with each child having only their own toy. And that was the lesson that we would often work on in our family, is if you will generously share your toys by keeping your hand open, by not clenching, trying to hold on too firmly to your toy, then you will encourage others to do the same with you. And the outcome is that you will have everyone else's toys as well as yours. So that's the benefit of giving without expectation. It is that it returns to us, that same energy returns the favor to us by having other people being generous with what they have. But if we have our hand closed and clenched around the thing that others would like for us to share with them, then we not only suffer from too much attachment to what we have, we also end up suffering from not being able to have even more than we have. because our hand is closed and not ready to receive from others. The wise one knows without seeing. Things come, things go. She does not care. Her heart is open. As one gets older, if one is observant, you begin to recognize that that the world is full of patterns. You can observe the way people behave, their tendencies, the probabilities of how people will respond to a certain set of circumstances. And it begins to fill up this database. All of your experiences become data points in this larger database of your experience that you accumulate over your life. And if you're observant and you pay attention to these patterns, you can avert problems in a way that you really couldn't when you were young. I often frame it as I can see a problem coming from a mile away now as an older man, when as a younger man, that problem had to be right in front of my face before I said, uh-oh, this is going to be trouble. So the wise one pays attention to these patterns and does not need to look at them long in order to recognize them. Oh, there comes that problem heading over the hill. I can see it from a mile away. I think I'll turn around, or I'll take a left here, or I'll close the door, or I'll move to a different place. I do not want to encounter that problem, so I do not need to go and meet that problem. Things come, things go. She does not care. She is not attached to the circumstances of the moment. She knows that there is always a pendulum in life. There are good times, and there are the bad times. There is the time of the harvest, and then there is the time of when the fields lie fallow. There is the spring, and there is the winter. All of those things are necessary in their own balance. She allows them to come and go without fear or care, because she knows in the winter that spring will always return, so she does not become disappointed with lack. And likewise, in the spring, she does not overconsume or get too excited about all of the abundance and use up all of her resources, because she knows that winter will return. There will be a lack ahead, and so she prepares herself for that, remaining balanced in the middle way. Things come, things go. She does not care. Her heart is open. She does not close it. She remains available to all. That's the end of the 12th commentary.